Hello everyone, welcome back to Pabbly. In this video, we're going to learn how to add logistics and transportational services IndiaMART Enquiry/lead to Google Sheets. So I am an owner of a transportational service business and I receive a lot of lead inquiries by my customers using IndiaMART. What I want is that as soon as a new lead is going to be generated with the help of IndiaMART, I want to create a proper record of the lead details at one place so that my team can manage the lead record. Now, doing this manually takes a lot of time. So what I did was I simply created an automation using Pabbly Connect, which is an amazing automation and integration software. So here in this automation, what we are going to learn is that by any of my customers, whenever a new lead is going to be generated and we're going to receive the inquiry of the lead using IndiaMART, automatically the record of the lead inquiry is going to be created in my Google Sheets. The details are going to be added in my Google Sheets. And for that, we're going to create an automation between IndiaMART and Google Sheets with the help of Pabbly Connect. So if you want to learn about this amazing automation, then let me take you all to my screen. Welcome to my screen. In this video, we're going to learn how to add logistics and transportation service IndiaMART Enquiry/leads to Google Sheets. So I am an owner of a logistics business and we get tons of inquiries through IndiaMART from companies needs transportation services. Manually entering all the details in Google Sheets was slowing us down and sometimes we'll miss important follow-ups. After setting up this integration, every new lead goes straight into Google Sheets and creates a record of the details. Now I can quickly assign inquiries to my team and respond faster, which has really boosted our customer satisfaction. And we're going to be creating this amazing automation with the help of Pabbly Connect. So on the screen you can see the website of Pabbly Connect, that is pabbly.com/connect. After browsing this website, we need to sign in to our Pabbly Connect account. But if you're a new user, you can sign up for free and get 100 free tasks every month. So as I'm an existing user, I'm going to sign in to my Pabbly Connect account. After signing in, you can see the All Pabbly Apps window in front of you, in which you can see the 5 applications of Pabbly, from which we are going to select Pabbly Connect by clicking on Access Now. Then Pabbly Connect's dashboard is going to appear in front of you. In order to start an automation process in Pabbly Connect, we need to create a workflow. For that, click on this top right corner button right over here that says Create Workflow. A dialog box is then going to appear in front of you, which is asking for the workflow name and for us to select a folder. So for the name of my workflow, I'm going to give it as Add Logistics and Transportational Services IndiaMART Enquiries to Google Sheets. So this is the name that I want to give to my workflow. Next, it is asking for us to select a folder. So on the left side of my screen, you can see I've created multiple folders in my Pabbly Connect account, from which I'm going to select a specific folder in which I want to save this workflow in. For that, click on this drop down. So these are the folders from which I'm going to select IndiaMART Automations as the folder I want to save this workflow in. After giving a name to a workflow and selecting the folder, let's click on Create. In order to create a workflow is created in the name of Add Logistics and Transportation Service IndiaMART Enquiries to Google Sheets, and there are two windows in front of you. One over here says Trigger, other says Action. Trigger and Action are the two most important steps of our automation process because our process depends on these two concepts. Over here, Trigger says when this happens and Action says do this. That means our action is a response towards our trigger. In an automation process, there can be only one trigger step but multiple action steps. We're going to set up our trigger step first. And for the trigger application, what we are going to do is we are going to select it as IndiaMART. As with the help of IndiaMART, I am receiving a lot of leads, inquiries. So that is why for the trigger application, I'm going to select it as IndiaMART. And for the trigger event, what I'm going to do is I'm going to select it as new leads, as whenever a new lead is going to be generated with the help of IndiaMART, automatically Pabbly Connect is going to capture the response. After selecting the trigger application and the event, you can see that Pabbly Connect has provided us with a webhook URL. With the help of this unique webhook URL, we are going to connect IndiaMART to Pabbly Connect by following the steps given here below in the help desk. Firstly, I'm going to copy this URL from here. After copying the webhook URL, we are going to connect IndiaMART to Pabbly Connect with the help of this webhook URL. For that, log into your IndiaMART account. So this is my IndiaMART account, as you can see right over here. And now what we're going to do is we're going to connect this account to Pabbly Connect. For that, from the left side of the panel, click on this Lead Manager button right over here. After that, you will be landed towards the lead manager page of IndiaMART. As you're going to come to it, you can see on the top left corner, you can see the menu button is provided. I'm going to click on it, and from the given options, I'm going to select import/export leads. From these given options, I'm going to select push API right over here. As I'm going to do that, you can see it is asking for us to select a source. As the given source is not provided to us, I'm going to select the source as other right over here. Okay. After that, it is asking for the platform name. So for the platform name of my source, I'm going to write it as Pabbly Connect. So this is the platform name, and for the webhook URL field, I'm going to paste the webhook URL that Pabbly Connect has provided us. After entering the platform name and entering the webhook URL, I'm going to click on the save details. As I'm going to do that, it is asking for the reason right over here. So from the drop down, you need to select your reason. I'm going to select a random reason from here. After that, click on this click to generate OTP button. It is going to ask for the OTP. I'm going to enter the OTP right over here. After entering the OTP, I'm going to click on this submit button. As I've done that, you can see the webhook URL is now successfully added to my IndiaMART account. As the URL has now been added to my IndiaMART account, I'm going to go back to my workflow and scroll down. It is saying waiting for webhook response. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to check whether IndiaMART is connected to Pabbly Connect or not by generating a test lead. Okay, so now we're going to generate a test lead. For that, I'm going to log into my user account. So this is my IndiaMART's user account, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to generate a dummy inquiry using my user's IndiaMART account, and I'm going to check whether Pabbly Connect captures the response of that or not. I'm going to search for the product that I'm selling, this is the product name right away. I'm going to select this dummy product that I've created. So this is a dummy product right over here, and now I'm going to generate a lead for this product. Okay, it is asking for the query that I want to send to my business. So the query over here, I'm going to write it as, so this is the query that I've written. We are looking for a reliable transportational services to move bulk textiles shipments from Mumbai to Delhi on a weekly basis. Please provide details on your rates and availability. So this is the message. This is the inquiry that I want to generate. I'm going to click on the submit button. It is asking for the business name. For the business name over here, I'm going to write it as test company, and then I'm going to click on the submit button. As I've done that, you can see it says thank you, your details are been sent. So as the details are been sent, that means the lead has now been generated. So now I'm going to open my Pabbly Connect workflow that I've created, and I'm going to check whether Pabbly Connect has captured the response of this test lead being generated or not. For that, I'm going to open my Pabbly Connect workflow that I've created. So this is the workflow that I've created, and I'm going to scroll down. You can see right away we've received a response right over here, and the response that we have received is a test response. Okay, in place of this test response, you're going to receive the response of the inquiry that is generated, but in this workflow that I am creating, this is a test response right over here. We have received the query ID, we have received the subject right away. You can see this is the test subject right over here. Next, it is the state is right over here. We have received the pin code, the phone number right over here, the name of our lead. We have received the phone number. You can see we have received the email addresses, countries, company. Over here, we have received the city, the address right over here. We have received all the other details, and this is the dummy message that we have received right away. You can see this is a dummy message. Okay, as we have received the lead, this means that IndiaMART is now successfully connected to Pabbly Connect, and a trigger setup is done. Now whenever a new lead is generated with the help of IndiaMART by any of my customers, automatically Pabbly Connect is going to capture the response of that in the similar way right over here. Okay, as the lead is generated and we have received the response, I want to create a record of the lead details in my Google Sheets that I have created. Okay, so this is my Google Sheets that I have created. This is spreadsheet that I've created, and I want to create a record of my lead details under these fields that I've created in this spreadsheet. So now what we're going to do is we are going to set up our action step, and for the action application, what we're going to do is we are going to select it as Google Sheets, as I want to create a record of the lead details in Google Sheets. And for the action event, I'm going to select it as add new row. Okay, as I want to create a new record of the lead details in the spreadsheet, that is why I select my action event as add new row. Okay, after selecting the action application and the event, I'm going to click on this connect button. A new window is going to appear in front of you, on which click on add new connection, or else you can select the existing connection. After that, click on sign in with Google. As I've done that, a new window is then going to appear in front of you, which is asking for a permission. So I'm going to click on this allow button. As this is saved process and my data is perfectly saved with Pabbly Connect, so I'm going to click on this allow button. As you can see that we successfully authorized Google Sheets to Pabbly Connect. After authorizing, you can see it is asking for us to select a spreadsheet. So I've created a spreadsheet in the name of IndiaMART lead details. I want to create a record of the lead details right away in the spreadsheets. For the spreadsheet over here, I'm going to select it as IndiaMART lead details. Okay, so I'm going to select this spreadsheet right over here. After that, it is asking for us to select a sheet. So I've created a sheet in the name of sheet 1 right over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select my sheet as sheet 1. Okay. Next, it is asking for the unique query ID, name, email, phone number, company, address, city, state, pin code, country, product name, and the message. So these are the same fields that I've created. You can see right away in my Google Sheets, unique query ID, name, email, phone number, company, address, city, with all the other fields that I've created. I want to create a record of the lead details under these fields right over here. So what we are going to do is, for the data of these fields, we are going to map the data. Mapping means inserting data from the previous step. So we're going to insert the data from the previous step of this workflow. And how mapping works is that as soon as I'm going to click on this field, you can see it says IndiaMART new leads. As I'm going to click on it, you can see this was the same response that was captured in our previous step. Okay, as over here it is asking for the unique query ID. In the response, we have received the unique query ID, as you can see right over here. So from my previous response, I'm going to select this data of the unique query ID. As I've selected the data from my previous response, the data is mapped, and as I've mapped the data has now become dynamic. That means whenever a new response is going to be captured in our previous step, automatically the new data is going to be updated in place of this mapped data. Similarly, for the name, I'm going to search for the name of my lead, and I'm going to map the data of the name of my lead. I'm going to map the data right over here. Next, it is asking for the email, so I'm going to map the data of the email of my lead right over here. I'm going to map it. Similarly, it is asking for the phone number, so I'm going to map the data of the phone number of my lead. I'm going to map the data. It is asking for the company, so I'm going to map the data of the company of my lead, name of the company of my lead, that is right away. I'm going to map it. Okay. Similarly, for the address, I'm going to map the data of the address of my lead, so I'm going to map this right over here. It is asking for the city, so I'm going to map the data of the city data of my lead, so I'm going to map it. Okay. For the state, I'm going to map the data of the state. I'm going to map it. Okay. It is asking for the pin code. I'm going to map the data again. I'm going to map it. Similarly, for the country, I'm going to map the data of the country right over here. So this is the country. I'm going to map it. For the product name, I'm going to map the data of the product name. So this is the product name. And for the message, I'm going to map the data of the message that I've received. That is right over here. Okay. After filling in all the required details, I'm going to click on the Save and Send Test Request button. As I've done that, you can see we've received a response right over here, which is a positive response. So now I'm going to open my Google Sheets, and I'm going to check whether the record of the new lead being generated is created in my Google Sheets or not. For that, I'm going to open my Google Sheets. And yes, you can see right over here, the record of the new lead has been created in my Google Sheets. We have received the unique query ID, the name comes as Prabhat right away. This is the lead's name with the email, phone number, company, address, city, state, pin code, country, product name, and the message that they have written right over here. So as we have created the record of the lead details in our Google Sheets, we have successfully created an automation between IndiaMART and Google Sheets with the help of Pabbly Connect. So now to sum up till now what we have done, I am an owner of a logistics business in which we provide transportational services to all the other types of businesses. And I receive a lot of inquiries using IndiaMART from the other businesses. So here my objective is that as soon as a new lead is going to be generated by any of my potential customers, clients with the help of IndiaMART, automatically the record of the lead details should be created in my Google Sheets. And for that, I've created this amazing automation between IndiaMART and Google Sheets with the help of Pabbly Connect. So if you like this video, please do subscribe to our channel, hit on the like button, comment on below if you have any questions or doubts, and please share this video. Not just with these applications, you can create automation with the help of Pabbly Connect between multiple applications. If you have any doubts, you can send us email on support@pabbly.com. If you have any queries, you can ask your queries on forum.pabbly.com. If you have any queries regarding the pricing of Pabbly Connect, then you can check out this link. If you like this video, please subscribe to our channel, hit on the like button, comment down below if you have any questions and doubts, and please share this video, and thank you for watching.